Hello and welcome back to Fair Weather Trains for another edition of Dirt Cheap Locomotives. So far we've seen a little 03 shunter, Bachmann 03 shunter, needed a lot of work, and a Hornby Mallard that didn't. So today's victim is this. Another old Bachmann branch line pannier tank this time. So after the trials and tribulations of the 03 shunter, I'm sort of hoping this might be a bit better than that, but we shall see. We'll start it off by saying that this cost £25. So is it going to be worth £25? I've not tried this out, so let's find out. You can see already that the box is a bit faded, and of course they put these pictures on the front, they're not necessarily the loco that's inside. Right, so what have we got on the end of the box? 31900 57XX Great Western green. Alright, so this is a green one. Good. Let's have a look. Yep, so it is. Looks a bit dirty in there. Anyway, let's see if we can get it out. Hopefully there'll be some instructions with this one. No instructions there. Ripped off cellophane. And there it is. So, no instructions. Looks quite nice though. Now the reason I got one of these, or what influenced my decision, was that I only have one pannier tank, and that's this one. Now this is an old, very old now I think, Hornby one. Runs well, it's very noisy, but it runs well. And I wanted to upgrade it. So I'm hoping this will be an upgrade. Detail wise, that is. It might not be an upgrade in the running because this runs well, it's just a bit noisy. Anyway, let's put that one down. Let's have a look. This one, again, is dirty. This wasn't from the same seller, by the way. It's very dusty. Some of those handrails, especially there, got a bit rusty, look. If you can see that, let's just zoom in a bit. Yeah, got a bit of rust on them. That's a shame, but I think detail wise it is a cut above that Hornby one. I suppose you could call it weathering really. The other thing is with these, so I'm led to believe that the current Bachmann ones aren't much different from these at all. They obviously run better, I would think. But it's pretty much the same tooling, there's just some few added bits, and the price difference is ridiculous. So yeah, I thought I'd try one of these. I think it's got some cab detail. You can see the painted brake handle there. But yeah, this whole top needs to come off and be soaked in a bit of soapy water, I think. And there's no extras in the box. Hang on, let me just check that. No, I say that because I see the couple of holes there that look like something would fit in them, but don't know what they would be. Lamp brackets are all moulded. Yeah, they're separately fitted, those grab irons, and then one there on the roof, look. Yeah, decent buffer bar. Plastic buffers, non-spray of course. And if we can get some light in there, can we? Let's see what's in there. Can't really get any light into that. Yeah, not massively, but it looks like there's some work gone into the cab. so that's nice, even if you can't see it. Yeah, but so far, what jumps out is it needs clean. Now let's have a look at the bottom. Wheels look average. Nice piece of crap in there. Where's my tweezers? Might as well have that out, I think. Yep, it's gone. Oh no, it hasn't. It's amazing how dirty these appear when you get them up close and you don't notice it before you go for the big close-ups. There's another bit of shit off of there. Right. Yeah, it looks like moss. You think it could have been standing about that long? I guess it could be somebody's scenic stuff that's got caught in it. I'm not going to clean it all out. I'm just going to, well, not at the moment anyway. Yeah, it's got the decent backman couplings on it. I think overall it's not a bad model. I'll give it that. Right, moment of truth. Is it going to be any better than the 03? Get the right controller. Right, does it work? Straight from the box. Yes, it does. That's got a bit of a wobble going on there, isn't it? It doesn't like the points. It's bumping over the points. Let's have a look here. No, that's better. I don't know what I did there, but I seem to have fixed it. That's not too bad, I don't think. Alright, I'm going to give that a run round, just for a couple of laps in each direction, just to see what happens. Sounds a bit noisy. Right, back in a minute. Right, I've stopped the other engines. We'll follow it round because it's making an interesting noise. So I've stopped the others, we'll just follow it round. Sorry if the light's not great in here, but yeah, we'll follow it round anyway. So that's a interesting noise. Doesn't sound like gears though. Could just be dry. I think I'm going to have to get the top off this one and have a look. I don't know what that noise is. So I'll just get my gear out and we'll crack it open and see if there's anything obvious. Alright, back in a minute. Right, so the first thing I want to do is get the top off. Now, I don't have any instructions, so I'm just going to undo a couple of suspicious looking screws. I'm guessing it's going to be similar to that shunter, which means I may need to actually unscrew the couplings. I think these also held the body on. although I'm not convinced that's actually done anything, but we'll find out. Or maybe something's coming loose. Well, it's loose this end. It's not loose that end. Right, leave that with me, I've got to have a fiddle. Right, got the top off, it just needed a bit more brute force. Well, I've got some, you can see here, for some reason there is what's left of some old grease or lubricant, or even more around that middle wheel, around the outside of the wheels. So I'm not too sure what's happened there. Someone's over lubed it and it's spread. Other than that, it doesn't look to be in bad nick. I'm not going to take it apart unless I absolutely need to. Well, not this part anyway. I'm going to give it the same treatment I did last time, but first of all, I'm going to give this a flush out with some contact cleaner down here, and to clean out any more of that crappy looking grease that's there, and then we'll go from there. Right, back in a moment. Right, I've given it a bit of a wipe out as best I can. So a little drop of oil on the little end of the drive shaft there. I've got some down on the, I don't know if you can see it, probably won't show up in this light, but the down in the worm drive down here, and on the other end of the motor shaft. Now we're going to go to get this off, because I think the problem's really in there. So we're going to get that off and have a look at the gears. It's a bit worrying that that one is really loose, as if to say someone's had this off to try and give it a bullshit mend so they can sell it. It's distinctly possible that's what's happened. Right, so I don't know if you can see that on there. You can see there that it's a bung full of old white grease. Well, I don't know about old, but yeah, I don't know what that is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean all that out, put some conductive Vaseline in there, and check that none of the gears are split. Get all that oil out of there as well, actually, and see if we can improve that running a bit and the noise it makes. Right, so I won't bother doing that on camera, you all know how that's done, and back in a minute. You can probably see in the light, maybe, that that's come up nice and clean in there now. You can actually see the metal again in the, well, where the wheel bearing should be. Quite honestly, there was more grease in there than a 50s teddy bear's hair. Unbelievable. So maybe someone's just swamped it with grease so they can sell it. So it doesn't seem quite as bad, but we shall see. Right, and I'm going to put some conductive Vaseline in the where the bearing should be. Put a bit of a label on the main gears, not much, and then put it back together, and we'll see if that does anything. Right, keep them peeled. So there's the chassis after I've had a go at it. So it's got conductive Vaseline on the ends of the axles here, where they just fit in the square slots. It's got some label grease actually on the gears in there. It's got a drop of oil on the spindles. I've cleaned all those slots out where the wheels sit, they were disgusting. I've cleaned the wheels, they look pretty good. I've got rid of all the old crap that was in there. Oh, I think I've got rid of all the moss or whatever it was. The only thing I haven't done yet is put a drop of oil on the con rods. I'll do that in a bit. Let's just see if that's made any difference. I've got to be honest, I'm not convinced. I don't know why. I'm just not convinced. No, it's not moving at all. Still very jerky. Could be it just needs a run to work the oil and the grease in, maybe. My electric track cleaner is flashing quite a lot when this is running, and it would flash when it detects no circuit. So in other words, the pickup's not very good, or it's intermittent. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give this a good run round, make sure the oils and the grease is all worked in, and we'll come back and investigate where we're at when I finish that. Right, back in a bit, where you can see how poor that's running. It's a constant jerkiness to it. And as I said, my electric track cleaner is continually flashing, meaning it's continually losing, for a fraction of a second, it's just losing power. Now the interesting thing is, if I turn it upside down and put power leads direct to the wheels, it's fine. It doesn't do that at all. And now it's stopped. What that means, I don't know. I need to go and have a ponder and a cup of tea, and maybe come back to it tomorrow. Or I could just write it off. I mean, how much time do I give to these cheapo things? We've had two good ones, so yeah, not too sure. I think it could be a good runner. It's just a bit stoppy-starty. Yeah, that's not too bad. Maybe it just needs a good long run, which I'm not going to do now because I'm gagging for a cup of tea. So we'll leave it for tonight, get back on it tomorrow. See you then. So it's a day and a half later. I haven't done anything else to it. Let's just see how poorly it runs. I don't know if the camera picks up the flashing on the track cleaner, but every time that flashes, we've lost power to the loco. Let's just spin round. Probably hear the noise it's making as well, that jerky noise. stop dead, almost. So I don't know what's causing that. I'm going to have one last look at it and then knock this one on the head. Right, let's just get it back in the cradle. So unless I'm barking totally up the wrong tree, I'm convinced this is an electrical problem. But upside down in the cradle, supplying power directly to the wheels. It seems to run really well. Seems to be a very slight cut out on these middle wheels, but the others are fine. And then that might just be me. Absolutely no problem. And it doesn't matter wherever I put the power, where it's supposed to pick it up and work, it works fine. If I put it on the bodywork this side, I'll find the right bit. Just there, say, and there. Runs fine. I can't feel any thumping in the wheels. I just put it on both sides of the body. Just this side of the body. Yeah, I can't feel any thumpiness in the wheels that would explain the noise it's making. I think that's just stoppy starty. So I reckon if I put that on the track, it should run. I do notice though, if I do it through the wheels, like that, it runs slower than if I put it both on the body. So I don't know if that indicates a voltage loss between the wheels and the chassis. Could be. Shouldn't stop it running though. So this has almost beat me now. I don't know. I'm convinced it's an electrical thing and I don't know why. Why tipping that up the other way and resting the wheels on the track would make a difference. I don't know. What about if I push down on the wheels? Let's just see. Try this side. No, almost beating me, this says. Yeah, don't know. I'm sure it's a electrical problem. Gotta be. Right, I'll stick it back on the track. And I'm not sure there's anything else I can do with it. Right, back in a minute. Right, so there it is, back together, back on the track. Basically, I've got sick of it. I can't seem to do anything to improve it. So let's see how we've ended up. Whether this is any better or not than it was, I'm not sure. I think it is a bit better, but it's still very, very jerky. I think the extra weight that's crammed in the body shell, because it's got a lot of weight in there, has smoothed out a bit of the jerking a bit, but hang on, it's stopping it. Come on. But it's still got that sort of pounding noise. So I think what I'm going to do with this one is file it under not good. Put it away. Maybe come back to it later, or maybe move it on as spares or repairs, or a rough runner or whatever. Because unfortunately that's not great, and I probably won't use it like that. It looks alright. Running like that, I probably wouldn't even use it. Although even like that, it's quieter than my Hornby one. And it does look better than that. It's just weird that it wants to crawl, but it's making that thump. And the only times I've really heard engines make that thumping noise is if they've got a split gear. And I can't find a split gear in there. But that could be my eyes, I guess. I mean, I've got my close-up goggles on and I can't find a split gear. But that can't explain the rough running. Maybe where the wheels sit in the rough holes in the chassis with the metal surrounds that touches metal on the chassis itself to pick up the current. Maybe it's just worn out. Maybe this had a hell of a lot of running. It's given someone a lot of enjoyment over the years and it's just worn out. But I think the motor's fine. Motor seems fine. So anyway, I'm going to mark that one down as a fail. Not worth what we paid for it, and you can't win them all, can you? The good thing about this is I will get close to my money back if I sell it as spares or repairs, I would think. So what do you think? Especially if you've got any ideas of what else I could look at. Because I don't like giving up, but this is taking too much more time now. And I've got other things I should be doing. Christmas is coming, for God's sake, and I've still got one or two more engines to look at. One more engine to look at, and hopefully that won't be as tricky as this. So let us know what you think, especially if you've got any ideas, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.